The notebook that cries at night. I've never been a superstitious person. I work at a small publishing house, the kind that still prints cursed poetry and novels no one buys. So when I found the notebook, I just thought it was another forgotten manuscript in a donation box. It was left at reception with no note, no sender, no reason. It was a black notebook, hardcover, untitled. What struck me was the weight. Too light to be full, too heavy to be empty. I took it to my desk and opened it. Only one sentence was written on the first page, in elegant, old-fashioned handwriting. If you hear it crying, don't close it. I assumed it was just a gimmick, a cheap attempt to build suspense. I set it aside and went back to work. That night, I was the last one in the office. Rain was pounding the windows, and the city outside felt like a sleeping animal, gray, breathing slowly. Then I heard it, a sob, faint, almost a whisper, coming from my desk. I walked over. No one was there, just a notebook, open exactly where I left it. The sound stopped when I stood in front of it. I looked around, even opened a few drawers without thinking. Nothing. It cried again at 3:07 a.m. I didn't see it move, didn't see it open or flip pages, but the sound was unmistakable. Someone was weeping inside that notebook. It wasn't a baby or a woman or a man. It was grief itself, given voice, as if the paper itself was bleeding sorrow. 3 nights passed, 3 dawns of hearing that weeping burrow into my bones. I tried leaving the notebook at the office, but it kept showing up in my backpack. I tried to throw it out, burn it, rip it apart. Nothing worked. It always came back, untouched, like it knew where to find me. So I decided to read it. The pages were blank until they weren't. As I flipped through it, words started to appear, slowly, as if rising from underneath the paper, not written, but revealed. They were fragmented thoughts, disconnected phrases, names I didn't recognize. But every name turned out to be real. I know because I looked them up. Maria R. Lopez, missing since 1977. Ignacio Prieto died in a fire in 1983. Claudia Vizcaino drowned in her own bathtub in 1991. Each page felt like a confession, or a scream frozen in ink. But the worst part was finding my name. Not at the end, not on the last page, in the middle, and it didn't say I was going to die. It said I already had. The death repeats, said the next line, until he understands why we cry. I started having dreams, or nightmares, or memories that weren't mine, places I've never been, people crying in my arms, a house on fire, a staircase that goes up forever, and always the notebook in my hands, crying with me. I saw a psychiatrist. He gave me sleeping pills. They didn't work. He told me to write down my feelings. I showed him the notebook. He heard nothing, saw nothing. He looked at me with pity, like I was unraveling. That night, I dreamed he jumped from his balcony. The next morning, it was on the news. I no longer know if I'm alive or dead, if this notebook is a prison or a mirror. I've tried writing my story inside it, but the words always vanish. It's like the notebook only accepts truth, and I'm no longer sure what mine is. But I do know this. It cries louder every night. I understand it more each time, and I'm getting closer to the final page. I don't know if anyone else will read this, but if you're reading now, don't close the notebook. Never.